All right, welcome back. So for this video, we are working on the second exercise on Introduction to Sketching. This is intermediate sketching. So our goal is to create this product right here. It is just a drawing and it has many dimensions. Here's what the finished product looks like. I'll go ahead and delete it, but just a little tip that I forgot to mention in the first video. If you want to move your object like this and you have a mouse, make sure you click on the wheel on the mouse. That way you can manipulate the object like this. So if we're zooming in a region, click on the wheel, and you can move the object. Make sure you right click to rotate the object. And let's make sure we use this box because we will be working in the front view. For step one, we're just changing our units to millimeters and we're making sure that we're sketching our object on the front plane. Click here, workspace units, make sure I'm on millimeters, hit the check mark. Now we're going to start our sketch. So I click sketch, I select the plane I'm focusing on. For step two, we're creating one construction line and then two lines, a horizontal and a vertical. Let's make sure we see our constraints. I'm showing constraints. I can click Q and then L for the line. So I connect my construction line to my origin and I go up, hit escape, select L for the line, horizontal, and now my vertical. So go to constraints. We have a vertical construction line, horizontal line, and then a vertical line. And these coincidental marks mean that our lines are connected. So I have two here. They're just saying that both lines are connected to the origin. That's fine. For step three, we're creating an arc that's connected to the vertical line. And by the way, this is a 3-point arc. So select 3-point arc. Let's click up here. Notice do not make this dot vertical to the vertical line. Go off a little bit and then connect the bottom dot to the vertical line. And the dimension does not matter at the moment. Now for step four, we are mirroring the objects to the left of the construction line. So we create them on the right side. So I'm going to select mirror, click on my construction line, and I select the objects that I am mirroring. And then let's click out of the mirror. Step five, I'm using tangent arc to create this arc right here. This actually looks like the trophy for the World Cup. So I have a tangent arc. I click on this point, my next point, and that's it. So now we need to add a tangent relationship. So I already have this arc tangent to the other arc down here. So let's go ahead and make a tangent to this other section. And that's pretty much it. For step six, we're making the endpoint of the construction line coincidental to the center point of the arc. So I click on coincidental, click on my center point of the arc, and then the endpoint of the construction line. For step seven, we're adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dimensions. This will have a value, the arc will have a value of 75. Construction line. So I click the construction line and I have a value of 125, 200. This arc over here, so you can either put the value on this arc or the arc on the right side. Doesn't matter, it's mirrored. So whatever you do to one side, it'll do to the other. This has a value of 125. All right, so it looks a little wonky down here. Let's go and continue add dimensions. So the height of this region, I'm going to zoom in, is 50. Looks better. Back to our World Cup trophy. Now to get this bottom dimension, we need to click at this point and then the other point here. And now we have a value of 125. By the way, we are working on one sketch. Make sure you keep it that way. For step 8, we're adding another arc, but we're using the offset tool. So let's click on offset. So this is the offset function, or the letter O. Click on this arc and just select anywhere. Now we add a dimension of 40. So the second arc is 40 millimeters away from the first arc. And let's make sure we click offset to lock that in. For step 9, we're just adding a vertical line. Let's click on line. And I'm adding a vertical line here. It has no other relationship. It's not connected to anything. It's just freestanding. Step 10, we're adding a tangent arc to the line we just created, and we're connecting that to the offset arc. So tangent arc, I'm going to click here and there. If your arc doesn't look like this, just delete it and try to set it up again. All right, so now we need to add tangent relationships to this arc. So this arc is already tangent to the vertical line. Let's go ahead and make a tangent to this section here. There we go. It's a nice curvature. Step 10, we're going to mirror the arc and the line that we just created about the construction line. So here's I select the mirror, select my construction line, and now I select the entities that I want to mirror. All right. So now let's make sure we do this. I'm going to make sure that this dot is coincidental to the tangent arc up here. And let's make sure this has a tangent relationship now. So this arc that we just mirrored, we're making a tangent, and we make a tangent to the line below. And I don't see a coincidental point here, so let's make sure we add that. So let's make this arc coincidental to the line below. Oops, to this dot. Let's just coincident that. Step 12, we're just adding an arc in the bottom. So it's a tangent arc. I click on one point and the other point. For step 13, we're adding a center point rectangle below this keyhole. So I click center point rectangle, select my construction line, and I place my object. So we can get rid of the constraints for now. Make it look a little nicer. We're going to add some dimensions. And here are dimensions. We're adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dimensions. Let's start off with a rectangle below. So the width of the rectangle is 80 millimeters. Height is 20. You can see here, we have a value of 20 between these 2 points. And the rectangle is above the origin by a value of 25 millimeters. So I click this line, the bottom line of the rectangle, and our origin. And I'll just place a value of 25. So now we're adding a value of 100 between the center point of both arcs, the top arc and the bottom arc. So I click on this point, other point down here. Make sure you don't select the line. We put a value of 100. Now we're adding radius to both arcs. So the top arc has a value of 40. The bottom arc has a value of 15. For step 15, we're just hitting this check mark and completing the sketch. So let's go ahead and close it. For step 16, we're checking our work, and we'll be comparing this to answer, our area that is highlighted here, with the answer from the self-check. So make sure you select this and check your answer and see if you're correct. Thanks for watching, and move on to the next video.